Hi, my name is Sotonye.
And my name is Oluchi.
And welcome to the CX Playbook. This podcast is for customer service enthusiasts
and businesses looking to improve their customer service. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Thank you for joining us. Hi guys, welcome to the CX Playbook. My name is Sotonye.
And I'm Oluchi.
How have you been, Oluchi?
I did. Always good to be here. Always good to talk customer experience terms.
Yeah.
Particularly excited about this episode. It's
Ah.
an episode close to my heart. They all are, but this one is particularly close to my heart.
Okay, so
Yes.
I would say this one is for the business owners.
Yes, strictly
Strictly for the business owners.
Yes.
So today we're going to be talking about the bane of your existence.
The reason why you don't sleep at night. The reasons you cry silently in the bathroom during your break time.
The reason you consider going back to a 9 to 5.
See, like just packing up and being like, ladies and gentlemen, we have decided as a family to wrap this off.
Guys, today we're talking about difficult customers.
Yeah, and this time around, we're not, I think because we train customer service, we experience, we always we have the side of the customers.
Yeah.
But this is the episode where we're like, we understand that some customers, in fact, the title of the episode is actually Navigating Village People Customers. The reason is because we understand that there are just some customers that see, even if you painted your product with gold and gave it to them for free, they would complain that they paid for delivery or something. So we get it. And that's why I want to talk about this because it's so super important. Yeah.
So I think to just jump right into it, what would you say are the different kinds of difficult customers?
So now see, this list is not exhaustive. I have 4.
Okay.
So I show you they're like 100. But for time, I have these main 4, and these 4 kind of capture what I think the most difficult of Nigerian customers are. And the first one is the misplaced anger customer. Now, this customer is actually not upset with you.
Yeah.
You had nothing to do with it. You are completely and totally innocent. In fact, to be honest with you, this customer might have been angry with her husband.
She brought the anger from
Her
home.
boyfriend broke up with her. She just chopped breakfast. Something happened. But you, unfortunately, happen to be the person in the line of fire. And then you get the serious anger thrown at you. And you're like, but I didn't do anything to her. She just came and she was screaming. That's the misplaced anger customer. And this customer, again, like I said, is just God at this point because you didn't do anything to the person.
Yeah.
It's literally just circumstance that happened. And you just happen to be lucky enough to be in their path. Second customer is the trust issues customer. Now, this customer, again, in some cases, in most cases, not your fault. There are 2 types of trust issues. Trust issues because they bought from you before and they had issues and they don't want to buy again. Then there's trust issues from the fact that they bought from your counterpart. So it's not you. You didn't do it. Just that, and this happens like a sector that I think suffers a lot of trust issues with customers is the hair, human hair.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I bought sponge the other day. That expression kills me. I bought sponge from somebody else. I paid 300,000. I bought sponge, So because of that, people are now coming to you and saying, are you sure you're not a scam? They scammed me of this. So that's just somebody who's just been through it and it's just like trying to be careful. So bear that in mind when you're dealing with that customer. It's not their fault. They're just, again, they've entered self-preservation mode, so to speak. So now the third customer that I have is the why isn't it cheaper customer. Now this customer claims that they know your supplier, where you buy things from. Let me use like a makeup artist. Now you would have most of these customers who would say, how much is powder? How much is this? How much is that? I know how much you're selling this in the market. I know how much you're selling. If you make up 10 people in 2 days, you're going to make this amount of money. Why can't you just do it for me for this?
That's
and the person is analyzing your business and you're like, person has broken it down to your profit and loss and this and that. You're just like, all because of maybe how much discount is it that you're looking for that you did all this math. So the why isn't it cheaper customer is usually more on the troublesome side. The person is just trying to get a deal.
Yeah.
And I understand everybody's trying to get a deal, but I think those customers in particular overdo it. And then the last one I have, and this is the most common one, is the do you know who I am customer. Now, this customer sometimes wants to pay you in exposure. I will post you and you will see customer. I think service guys get this a lot.
Yes.
And also this, do you know who I am customer is also the kind that you can't have a conversation with. So you can't push back on anything with this customer.
Yeah, they're just giving you their terms.
Yes, they're just telling you this is how I want it. If you don't want it like that, and you can't, they even almost like threaten you, like, can't call me out. You know who I am. Nobody's going to believe you. This is a very dangerous customer. Very, very dangerous because there's a lot at play. There's the customer's ego. Yeah. There's also in some cases some level of bullying going on because customer is trying to bully you to only do things to their terms. And you're a business, you have your own terms and conditions. Nobody should be able to bully you out of it so long as they're reasonable. Yeah. So these 4 customers, again, you can notice that there's some of them that are it's not their fault, like the trust guys. Yeah. But there's also the ones that are just the way they are, like straight out of hell, and there's nothing you can do about it. A lot of the times, and we're going to talk about it, it's now like, okay, when this customer now comes across, and guess what? They will come. They will. You can't dodge it. Yeah. You can't pray them away. You understand? It comes to the territory. If you have 100 customers, if you're lucky, maybe 3 or 4 are like that. Yeah. If you're unlucky, you have 10. Do you understand? So the issue is when they do come, how are you going to manage them? So I think that would be probably my question to you. Now that I've listed the types of customers, except you have any other type you want to add to the one other. But now what I would ask you is, why do you think customers could be difficult?
Yeah, because I was going to say we would have to start with why exactly. And I feel like you kind of even covered some of the whys. With the types. Yes. So I'll just basically add on to what you said. So the first one, of course, would be probably
misplaced anger.
Yeah. So there's misplaced anger, right? And really and truly, like you said, there's nothing you can really do about that. They brought the anger from their house. You have no clue why they're angry. You don't know it's coming. You don't know where it's going. It has nothing to do with you, right? And then there are the people who just, based on previous experience, with
you or with other people?
Yes. And it might even be with a business that's just not even in your industry. So perhaps they maybe booked someone, I would say, via social media, and then they are booking you via the same platform.
And they're just like, no, all of you on this platform are bad.
Yes, exactly. So that's just previous experience. And in that case, the person would be difficult, not necessarily because they're trying to be, but because, they're trying to avoid getting themselves into the same situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But my question now is that when you have such customers, I think it should now be, how do you prove to them?
How do you? That's,
that you are not that way. So maybe things like your previous work.
Yeah. So I think I would say information. Because then again, lack of information is also a reason why a customer might be difficult. Big reason. So yes. So I would say information. You need to show them who you are.
Show working.
Yes. Because what happens, and like when I teach, you have to sort of help form expectations or manage expectations with your customers, because just the same thing with expectations. People come with their expectations from where they're coming from. You don't have any control over that.
None whatsoever.
But when you welcome someone into your business, if you give them enough information, you start helping to mold their expectations. So for instance, if someone is used to maybe placing an order for something, and placing an order for shoes and getting it, say, within 24 hours. It's possible that that's not how you operate.
Exactly.
You probably deliver...
Your business is just not
within 5 days.
Exactly.
Yes. But guess what? If the person comes to your business, whether physically or online, and there's no information as to your delivery timeline,
then
the person is going to place an order, and after 24 hours, they're going to be like, why have I not received? You guys are a scam.
Because they were not informed.
Yes, but it's only because you didn't manage the expectations.
Yeah.
So that's how information comes in, right? As a way of, I guess, managing how the customers, step into your space.
Yeah. I think information is really key, because I've had an experience of dealing with vendors. Not one. You're talking to them about wanting to buy something, and then they first of all accept the order, accept payment, and then after payment they now start to list their terms and conditions. Like no.
Yeah.
That's not, because you tell me what you do.
Yes.
I decide if it works for me.
Yes.
Or not. So again, throwing it back to the business. I know we say we're on the side of you work today, but you yourself, you not to do sometimes. So that's one pointer that I think can actually help you avoid these village people customers, like we're saying, because that way you can say, okay, you were informed, you were told, Your expectations were managed from the beginning. So whatever it is, whatever information it is you need to give. So I've seen a lot of businesses now adopt it. They send you like this huge broadcast before you even pay. With their account details and saying, this is the delivery expectation, this is this, this is
I always
that.
advise my clients to do that.
And I admire those who do that because it makes a whole lot of sense and saves everybody time and money. So I'll ask you, what are the things that customers or business owners should do to essentially not get involved in any kind of brouhaha with the customers? So how do you think that they can, what are do's and don'ts when it comes to dealing with difficult customers?
So I think, like we said, you're going to have to deal with difficult customers. Whether or not you want to, whether or not you can try your best, but they will still come, right?
Yep.
So we kind of just have to focus on, okay, what do you do or what do you not do? I mean, there's like a whole list of things you should or shouldn't do. But I would say my top, so maybe I'll do like a top do and don't. So one, I would say, don't take it personal.
True.
So I think when we look at a lot of these viral moments, especially when it's a screenshot of like a conversation between the business owner and a customer, the point where things really start going south is the point where the customer has said something maybe insultive, and then the business owner has taken it personal.
And it's
so for example, the customer is saying something like, "Oh, you have no home training," and the business owner, that like it just goes south from there. But I always teach in class. I'm like, well, guess what? It didn't matter who was on the other side of that conversation. The customer was going to say that the person didn't have home training.
Yeah. It's called depersonalization. Just keep telling yourself they're talking to the business, not me.
Yeah, they don't know you personally. They don't know your upbringing. They don't know who raised you.
Not at all.
So really and truly, it's not about you, right?
Yeah.
So I say, don't take it personal.
A do,
and then a do. So, a bit of a technical one, but I really like this do. So because a lot of people don't know or don't practice it. So when you have a customer that's, showing, intense
signs.
Emotions, maybe they're angry, maybe they're screaming or whatever. I always say, try to move them from the emotional side of the brain to the logical side of the brain. So try to de-escalate by getting them out of that emotional state. And, the way I teach it is you can ask maybe 2 to 3 closed-ended questions. So it will be questions that require a specific answer.
That doesn't require them rambling on, because that is not going to make them stay in the emotional side.
So it could be, okay, so let's take a situation where the customer is complaining about, a product. So you could say, what days did you place your order?
Logic.
That's a specific answer. Okay, please, what's your order number? That's a specific answer. And then, so you just, depending on how your business is run, you might have these questions you can ask that require a specific answer that the logical side of the brain then kicks in. And you find that you've de-escalated that in a sense that the person isn't as emotional or as angry.
Responsive as they used to be.
Yeah.
Another thing that I'll add to that, so super cool that you said that, because another thing it does is it gives the customer the perception that you are working on it.
Yes.
When you ask those specific questions, they're like, okay, you are trying to find this out in order to help me. At that point in time, their brain is like, side. Let's give it a chance. Let's see what they come up with if they've asked this question. So that's actually super cool.
Yes. So what would you say would be your one do and one don't?
My do would be do empathize with the customer's feelings, because let's be honest, no matter how, what's the word I'm looking for? Irrational you think they're being irrational is a perspective issue. What you call irrational, I call justified.
Yeah.
You understand? So
that's absolutely right.
You need to empathize with their position, because again, to you it might be a late delivery of a cake. To them it might be they lost a chance to take a picture with their son on his birthday in school because they had to run to work because you didn't deliver on time. So you need to empathize, especially when the customer has explained to you the reason why this issue or this situation affected them. Even if it was that you told the customer you're going to deliver between 10 and 12 and the customer wanted it at 9. Yes, fine. Not necessarily your fault. But again, I understand how you feel. I apologize. I can understand why this would be frustrating. Putting yourself in their shoes, difference between sympathy and empathy. Sympathy is from afar, empathize is inside it.
In their shoes, yeah.
Exactly. Then the second thing, or rather the don't, I would give it, don't get sucked into a verbal, an argument. Don't get sucked into a shouting match. Sometimes, I kid you not, there's this clip I keep seeing of a woman that came to return something in a shop, and then the lady's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll return it for you. And she's like standing there staring. And the seller is like, you wanted a fight, right? And she's like, yeah, I'd really like that. I'd really like a fight. And then she's like, okay, no, sure, I'm not gonna take it back. She's like, no, you have to take it back. No, I'm not gonna. And then they had this one because she just wanted, the back of. Don't get sucked into it, because sometimes you end up just being an outlet for an already existent emotion that had nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
And again, in some cases, the customer is also trying to bait you.
Yes.
To be able to go and say, guys, will see you.
Yes.
These days, X is paying people for their, what do we now call it? It's not on Twitter.
X.
X is paying people for their tweets.
Oh, really?
For their exes. I can't I can't. So now people are looking for things to use to go viral. So don't make yourself that, because guess what? Nobody ever remembers the person who posted these viral things. It's the business that they posted it about that everybody remembers.
Absolutely.
Even after it shows up that the business was not at fault, nobody remembers those guys. All they remember is, have you bought from this person before? They went viral 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
You just don't want that, you understand? So whatever you can do to maintain composure, that doesn't mean that you can't, walk away from a difficult customer. But while you're in it, do not get yourself sucked. And that's kind of to your point of not taking things personal. You need to get yourself out of that space where the person will say, you said. Because guess what? Anytime that they're judging the matter, the seller is always the wrong person.
Yeah.
It's sad, but it's just the truth. Even in cases where it's glaring that the customer was the one who charged at you, was vicious with you, or even in physical altercations, person that came at you, why did you answer? Why did you slap your own back? That's what you hear. So there's no need. Just stay away from the shouting match if you can. So that would be my top do and don't.
Awesome. Yeah. And I mean, it's funny you'd say every time we're judging the matter, really and truly,
it's always the seller's fault.
And they'll tell you, well, the customer is always right.
It's not true, by the way.
Yeah,
the
but
customer is king.
We'll talk about that
another episode. But yeah, I think that today we've been on the side of the businesses.
Yeah, pretty much. But just, to add to something you said, as a business owner, just ensure you're doing everything you can, everything within your power to not be the one, motivating this, difficult behavior.
Yes. Let it be that it came to you. Try and remain as blameless as possible in the process. And we've talked about this in previous episodes. Setting up your processes in a way that makes it work, selecting good suppliers so that your goods are good quality. If you're doing all these things, you're doing the parts that you can do.
Yeah.
The fact that somebody's boyfriend broke up with her, she's heartbroken, and then she came and shouted at you, it's really not up to you. Can't do anything about that. You also cannot tell the person not to come and buy from you. Money is money. Yeah. Do you understand? It's usually a transaction that if you finish it, worst case scenario, maybe she comes back again, not in that mood, or she never comes back again. Also an option, you understand? So just try and get through the transaction as seamlessly as you can, and hope for better ones to come. Yeah. They're not all difficult customers.
They're not all difficult. And I think something, my final, point to close with would be document everything.
God bless you.
There's nothing worse than he said, she said.
They said, yeah. On the phone. That's why I know some businesses that don't take orders on the phone. Yeah. You must type it out so that they can show you that you said this. So,
and especially because, I have clients who say, oh, well, in the case where I advise the customer, so I have this client who sells shoes, and she's like, I advise them that, this particular type runs, big.
Small or big.
Yeah, so take, a size up or a size down. And the customer says, no, I want my size. And then the customer comes back to complain and is, shouting. And I'm just like, well, all you had to do you have it like, I don't know, in a chat somewhere?
Sometimes no.
Yeah, sometimes no. But if you have it, then all you have to do is refer to say
you were informed. And usually what it leads to is silence, or maybe like a last ditch effort, or like even though.
Yes, that's it.
That's what it leads to. But yeah, very, very valid. So yeah, business owners, you're welcome. I mean, now we had their back today for a change.
Yes, and good luck navigating difficult customers. It's not impossible. But I think, as with everything else, the more you do it, the better you get at it.
And then define your lines. What are your lines that you know that, okay, the transaction cannot... I mean, I've seen business owners call police at some point because, again, you have your lines. You can't have a customer come in and,
so like physically abuse.
No,
that's,
you know what to do.
That's a no, please. No one should accept that under no circumstance.
Dealing with difficult customer did not reach that one. It's no, please, no, please. Let's all have our lines. And then if you're a customer, also be kind to your businesses, be kind to your vendors. Everybody's going through it. So just, show some kindness, show some grace. Even in times when they might fail, just, be kind. In all things, be kind.
Really.
And on that note, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been awesome. Like, share, and subscribe. I always say that because that's the only way we can reach more people.
Yeah.
So share with as many people as you can and drop your thoughts. And who knows, we might just, engage with you in the comment section. So yeah, take care, everyone.
Until next time.
Yeah. Bye.